I'm Jimmy Cipher. Let's rock. Top 10 guitar lesson myths number 3. In order to play electric, I must first learn to play an acoustic. Where to start with this one? I don't know. I just envision people in a conservatory or one of those fundamentalist churches or something, you know, sitting around. Let's just steer them over here on acoustic so they don't play that evil rock and roll, you know, or something. It's like we gotta save the world, you know. Just get them on that nice one over there. We can just put blanks in that sentence and just replace it with other instruments to just see how thoroughly absurd this is. In order to learn the saxophone, one should first learn the tuba. Well, they're both wind instruments, like guitars both have strings, acoustic and electric, but you know, they're going to diverge pretty rapidly, I would think. So let's break this down. If you want to play heavy metal music, that's not going to translate to acoustic very well. So the sooner that you get on the instrument that you want to play, the better off you are. I play both, I teach both, record both, play both live, and many players do. But if you want to be a great acoustic player, Tommy Emmanuel or Doyle Dykes, or virtuosos like that, the sooner you're on your instrument, the better. An acoustic, for example, has much heavier gauge strings on it, so it takes more pressure to press down. Electric's actually the easier instrument to play when you're starting because the string gauges are lighter. It doesn't take as much hand strength or pressure. Electric players, metal players will often train themselves on acoustic because of the stronger gauges and stuff. But even very simple things, you know, acoustic blues, you know, for lead and everything, you know, it's harder to control that vibrato. Your vibrato hand has to be stronger. This wound G, which you typically have, you can only bend that a half step. You can't bend it whole step, step and a half, 2 whole steps like you can on an electric, and so that dictates very much the way you play. The acoustic's more restrictive. It's more restrictive in terms of register typically, even with a cutaway. All of which dictates how you play. You're going to use more altered tunings on acoustic. You're going to use more capos on acoustic. Finger picking stuff on acoustic. I mean, something like Stairway, right? That's you know, that has a completely different feel, finger picking it, than it does on electric because of the spacing of the strings are slightly different, the tension, and so forth. So, you know, you want to get on an acoustic from the very beginning if that's what you want to play. On the other hand, if you're on electric, you know, it's going to have a completely different sound and, you know, amplification, all the nuances that go with it. 2 whole step bend. You know, you hear those compound bends. David Gilmour. And, you know, especially something like sweep arpeggios, you know. Stuff like that is just not gonna, you're not gonna be able to learn that on acoustic very well. You would approach that very differently on acoustic, you know. So all these dictate how you play, and the sooner that you get on the instrument that you want to be on, the better off you are. If you want to play metal or hard rock or, you know, any of those styles, play electric as soon as possible. If you want to learn acoustic blues or finger picking or stuff like that, play the acoustic. Jimmy Cipher out.